I think I did this right. My first post is here. Sorry for the length. I just wanted to answer all the questions I got in the first post. Also, I tried to post this yesterday, but it wouldn't let me because it hadn't been 48 hours yet. I know I didn't reply to any comments after the first few hours that my original post was up. I woke up the next morning and saw a bunch of new comments. Though I didn't reply, I did read them all, good and bad. I appreciate all the advice given and kind words spoken, but like many people suggested, the only thing I could really do was talk to both of them to figure out what the real story was. So I went home and talked to my mom. I was much calmer with a clearer head and was ready to hear what she had to say. I probably learned more than anyone should ever have to about their own conception. Turns out my father really isn't an abusive ex. My mom didn't cheat on my adoptive dad or anything shady like that. I'm just the product of a one-night stand. My mom says she went out drinking by herself at a bar and met my dad, who was celebrating his 25th birthday alone. She said she had just been dumped by her fiancé, not my adoptive dad, different man, a week before that, because she had learned from her doctor that it was virtually impossible for her to have children naturally. She said her and my dad used protection, and yet somehow she still got pregnant with me, and I'm her miracle baby considering the circumstances. She went back to the hotel that he took her to after she found out she was pregnant, but they couldn't find any info on my dad ever staying there. He didn't give her his actual first name, explained in more detail later in post. She said this was before social media was a thing, so she couldn't just search him online like we can do nowadays, so she decided she would just raise me on her own. She also admitted she panicked when my bio dad showed up because to her, he was literally just a guy she knew for one night 17 years ago. She didn't really know who he was now, or if he was going to try to get custody of me, or if I was going to want to run away with him or something. She admitted she could have been more calmer from the beginning, and maybe we could have all talked and sorted it out that night, but I don't blame her for it. As for my adopted dad, the man that raised me, she says she didn't meet him until I was almost 2. They got married when I was 3. He officially adopted me after they got married. She showed me the adoption certificate. Reflecting on it now, I realize I've never seen pictures of he and I when I was a baby. Just pictures of me as a toddler and up. She said he accepted me as his own and loved me and being a father to me. I told her my bio dad show doesn't rewrite history. I'll never not see my adopted dad as my father. If anything, it makes me love him even more that he treated and loved me as his own flesh and blood. I also ended up talking to my dad. He left his number, which my mom gave to me. We met up for lunch. He confirmed my mom's whole story. I gave him crap about using a fake name. It wasn't so cut and dry. He said he goes by his middle name, which is what he told her that night. He showed me his business card, which does have the name he told my mom that night, and I've since looked him up. Using the name he gave my mom, which nowadays he's very easy to find with it, and his entire online presence uses his middle name. He has comments on his Facebook from friends and family calling him that name going back years. Apparently, he only goes by his actual first name for legal and business reasons, like checking into a hotel. He said that night he was depressed that his best friend didn't live to celebrate their 25th birthday together. They had the same birthday, and that's why he drove to our town to get away from everyone and everything back home for a night. He apologized a million times and said he would have been in my life if he had known, especially because I inherited a medical condition from him, and it really sucked dealing with that and having to learn to adjust to it alone. He was diagnosed with it when he was 19, so he knew what I went through. I could tell he genuinely felt awful about it. I asked him how he found out about me, and apparently he has a son who is only 5 months younger than me. So his ex-wife, son's mom, is a teacher, and she saw a picture that my school's website posted of the academic team I'm on. She had sent it to my dad thinking I might be related to him because we look so alike. He said he has a brother that he hasn't spoken to in over 20 years, so they both initially thought I could be his nephew, but he found my Instagram, which is public, and he said when he saw a picture of me and my mom on it, he instantly recognized her and he knew I was his. And I know people will ask, but no, he did not cheat on his ex-wife with my mom. He didn't meet her until a couple months after the night with my mom. He even admitted they only got married because she got pregnant early in the relationship, and they're divorced now because they're not actually compatible. He offered proof and to even call her himself right there to confirm, but I told him it wasn't necessary. He had visited my mom earlier the day that he'd visited me at work and confirmed with her, even though he already knew between my face and the math lining up. But he said he went to the theater anyway because even though he had seen pictures of me, he said he had to see me for himself in person. He said we still need to do a DNA test to establish paternity, and so he can add me to on his assurance. But between our faces, my birth date, and us having the same rare medical condition, it's obvious he's my dad. Even the waitress made a nonchalant comment about us being father and son. He asked if we could start having visits to get to know each other, and of course I said yes. I want to know him, even though I still feel some anger to him, and I don't really even know why, to be honest. I want to have him in my life. My mom said I can't go to his house for Christmas, or even at all. He lives an hour away, until she feels comfortable with me leaving to visit him. But she said he can come visit on Christmas night, and we'd go from there. At the end of lunch, I brought out my debit card to pay my half of the meal. I didn't really know what the etiquette is for a first lunch with a bio parent as a teenager. He just laughed and said I'm his son and I don't ever have to pay for anything when I'm with him. I don't know why, but that made me feel really good. And then he made a joke about owing my mom 17 years of child support anyway, which really just eased the whole situation. He walked with me to my car and gave me a hug, which made me start crying. I know it's cringy and I was embarrassed that I was crying in the middle of a diner parking lot, but I just felt an instant connection to him when he hugged me, even though he's still basically a stranger to me. He said some stuff to me while he was hugging me and just let me cry for a couple of minutes. It's still early, I know, but I can just tell he's a good man, regardless of who he was when he met my mom and whatever happened that night. I mean, he saw me out after learning about me, so that it has to count for something, right? He could have pretended he never saw my Instagram, or even after talking to my mom and her sending him away. Or after meeting me in the movie theater, or after I stormed out when he came to talk that same night. He had so many chances to walk away, but he didn't give up. That shows me that he does want to have a relationship with me. Anyway, now my issue is scrambling to find him a last-minute Christmas present. I have no idea what to get him. He's a lawyer, so from what I could tell from Googling him and the address he gave me, he's rich. He probably has everything he already wants. If anyone has any ideas what a man in his early 40s would want or be able to make use as a Christmas gift, I'd love some suggestions. TLDR, too long didn't read. No major shitty revelations on why my mom didn't tell me about my bio dad. I'm just the result of a drunken hookup. She couldn't find him after she got pregnant due to an oversight on dad's actual legal name. He and I are standing to build a relationship begin with a Christmas visit. Any tips on gift ideas for a dad are appreciated.